Last week we heard a ruling on a landmark Supreme Court case in Norway regarding land rights in Karasjokka municipality. In the Grand Chamber, 6 Supreme Court judges voted against the demands of the municipality and the local Sami to have ownership and right to govern over 98% of the area of the municipality. This is about 5% of the total area in Norway. 5 Supreme Court justices voted in favor of the rights of the municipality to locally own and govern the territory. And this narrow majority of justices unfortunately relied on a racist colonial ideology that the state became the owner of this disputed area after it became part of Norway in 1751. And this is a deep blow on Sami rights and the credibility of the Norwegian justice system in relation to the rights of indigenous peoples. This shows the enduring legacy of colonial foundations on which the country of Norway has been built on. Though I suppose it should be seen as progress that 5 judges did want to distance themselves from this kind of colonial ideology. On the Finnish side of Sapmi, this June we are forced to organize new elections to the Sami parliament because the Supreme Administrative Court considers it's necessary to force non-Sami people to be able to vote and run as candidates in the Sami parliament. The Human Rights Committee and the Committee on the Elimination of Racial Discrimination have both concluded that by doing so, Finland is violating Sami people's right to free political representation. The Supreme Administrative Court nevertheless renewed their decision, which they know is in violation of international law. And it makes you wonder what's the meaning, what are the international treaties for if the highest courts in a country can just overlook them. On the Swedish side of Sapmi, last week it was announced that 4 Sami reindeer herding villages are taking the state into court since they want to challenge the state's authority to control fishing and hunting of small game in their territories. In 2020, the Supreme Court in Sweden concluded in a landmark case that the Sami village of Kirjas has the right to govern fishing and hunting of small game in their territory. And while the same principles should apply to other Sami villages, the state has failed to do anything concrete to address this. So 4 Sami villages are now challenging this in the court system. The rights of Sami villages to their territories are consistently offended also on the Swedish side, not in the least by the mining sector. The green transition is called by some the black transition, since the impacts on Sami culture are too often detrimental. The development of wind power in Fusen in South Sami areas is the most well-known example from Sapmi of an encroachment in the name of renewable energy. The Supreme Court of Norway concluded that this wind industry site is illegal due to its destructive impacts on the Sami reindeer herding culture. However, it remained operational for more than 2 years before the state addressed the matter. And the state did this only after massive protests organized by Sami youth together with their Norwegian allies. Sami youth are truly the leading voices in the fight to protect our human rights. And still today this issue is unresolved as the state needs to provide alternative pastures, which they have not yet done. Gyllenjarke, another Sami reindeer herding community, has just last week entered into a court battle against the wind power giant that has encroached their traditional lands. The demands for transitional minerals impact numerous Sami communities. And the latest new threat in this field is Norway's desire to open up for deep sea mining. And while this might paint a grim view, I do want to note that we have plenty of wonderful things happening in Sapmi, and I hope you'll get to learn much about them during your stay here. And what gives me hope is the numerous people who are working towards common good with strong passion and bright minds. Liberal democracies are seen as a pinnacle of human evolution, yet they stumble because short-term gains overshadow long-term sustainability. As the world seems to be getting even more desperate to find solutions to live sustainably on this planet, many eyes are turning towards indigenous peoples and our knowledge. It is not a coincidence that indigenous peoples' territories are biodiversity hotspots. I think we have a lot to teach about sustainable economies, which are necessary on a finite planet. I hope you will have excellent days here in Sapmi, and that you'll get to learn a lot, network, and also enjoy this beautiful area. I want to close with Luehti, a song or a yoik of a pioneer in the Sami cultural field, Ailohash Nilsaslak Valkeapää, who was also part of the international indigenous peoples movement from its very beginning.